What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to start a mini series that I've done before. I know we're about 9 days into February, and February is a short month, but right now I am currently at under 1 billion silver with like no orders or anything. And a lot of people ask me how I go about making silver. I do a monthly video talking about like the things I do. But I thought this would be a good time because in the past few days, I spent like 400 billion silver, one on the splendid stone, and also another 100 billion on the purple dyes for my weapon and offhand. Those are 50 billion each. That's kind of expensive, but I think it looks cool and it fits the Dark Knight themes. I'm like, I'm just going to drop 100 billion on it. And yeah, so here we are, under 100 billion or minus 400 billion in a few days. And so yeah, if you want to see the videos on how I make like a lot of silver daily and weekly, I'll leave a link in the description. But basically, throughout the rest of this month, I'm just going to see how far I can get playing casually. I'm not going to do anything different that I would like not normally do in a month or whatever I'm doing. So it's not like I'm going to be doing 10-hour grind days. I'm just going to be playing as usual. And at the end of February, we'll just see where we are. So I know we're kind of starting this late. It would be better if I started at the first of the month. That would be better. But for the sake of like maybe 2.5 weeks, we'll just see where the progression goes. So yeah, I think that'd be a cool thing. And then we'll talk about it more. But just like a TLDR, if you don't want to watch the other version of the video, that one is basically doing all the weeklies. I talk about which ones are important to do, whether you're a beginner or not. Grinding, life skilling, the important ones I do. A lot of gathering, fishing, and then cooking. And then, of course, more weekly stuff like the Ataraxian sometimes. Weekly shrine bosses that we're probably going to make another video of. I usually do the Apex 8, 9, 10, and then Bamboo like 9 and 10. That is the max rewards for people who have like above 380 AP. But for anyone else who is just looking to get into it, I'd probably recommend starting with Sangoon because this one's probably the easiest, followed by Golden Pig King, if you can do that. And then I would say Gumiho is a little bit trickier just because this has a lot of phases and mechanics you have to worry about. But the other ones aren't too bad. Even honestly, Bamboo and Apex aren't that bad. I would say Gumiho is probably the toughest one. But yeah, it's one of those things where I guess I'll just quickly talk about it. Make sure to do your events. Do the RBF one at least. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. All you have to do is play a max of 6 games. You get like 10 seals for losing and 25 if you're winning. So it's like, what, 3 games if you win, 6 if you lose total. And you get all of these. And it's actually pretty good. You get a bunch of Cron Stones and then silver that resets. And then elixirs, potions, and all that stuff. So I'd recommend doing that. Olvia Academy, I'm probably going to get a few of the rewards. At least get the obsidian hammers. Maybe more of the sensors. And then probably graduate. But yeah, a bunch of other things that I do. And we'll talk about more weeklies. I would say the weekly throne if you can do Adania stuff. And infinite potions if you don't have them. I believe we... Did that event end? I don't remember, but either way, you should probably be doing these if you don't have infinite potions. Garmoth, leave your character there, and then morning light bosses. But we got a fun thing to do today. I didn't actually finish all of them because I was lazy this week and was too busy doing other things. But I got 3 attempts on a shining stone, and let's see if we can hit a 0.4% today. Unlikely, but it would be nice. All right, so you guys see the one on the market the other day that is... Wait, is this still there? I don't think anyone bought it, but like you should not be buying it if it is there. Yeah, there's one shining on the market at minimum. It's worth like actual value in terms of how much you're going to spend is probably around 1 trillion or... Yeah, around 1 trillion over a course of a year, assuming you pity it, maybe more. But, you know, obviously people are going to get it over time. And yeah, I'm kind of curious how much or what is going to be the first sale price of it. Honestly, if I got a shining, I would probably try to sell it too. That would guarantee me at least one deck weapon and then maybe one Nav at the very worst. But either way, let's see. Can we hit a 0.4% today? That is such a low number. Holy dude. That's crazy. We got 3 attempts. I have another 30 in my storage for another day when I get the silver for it, but yeah. All right, well, attempt number 1, let's do this. 0.0 or 0.4005. Of course not. The number doesn't even go up. It's just like flat number. You either get it or you don't. Number 2. Ooh. I don't even know what the success screen looks like, to be honest. Feels bad. Last attempt for now. All right, game. If this goes shining in this one click right now, I will buy the $300 pearl pack. Guess not. But anyway, yeah, so if you want to know what Endgame feels like and progression, basically what I do every week is I do my weekly Adania fight, and then I get 4 stones. I do Karshian every week, and that one is like I think so. We're gonna go for Oct tomorrow, or today is Tuesday. Tomorrow's reset day, and I did the math on that one. So let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're going from Sept to Oct. Each attempt is 6.75 billion, and so basically times 4 attempts is 9,000 crons at 27 billion. That's my weekly quota, plus another 12 billion every week for alchemy stone clicks. So before I do anything else in the week, I basically have to make around 40 billion silver, and that's just to keep up with weekly clicks, which is kind of insane. And that's even before I could, use any extra silver for, like Nav clicks, which I still need to do at some point. This doesn't feel good. 36 out of 165 and then 34 out of 330. Yeah, most of those are hammers, by the way, so it's not like I'm swapping between them. But anyway, it's kind of crazy how, like, welcome to Endgame. You have to, like, meet your weekly quota to keep up on the clicks at least. And then any extra silver you make goes into, any upgrades, which is really insane. If you're not at the end game and you're wondering what it's like, make 40 billion just to keep up with your weekly clicks, and then, any extra silver you make off of that goes into, your weapons or your accessories and stuff. I know you don't actually have to do that, but that's my weekly, and yeah, not great. So we just had some crons saved up from a while ago, so that should cover a little bit of next week, plus we got some extra pearl stuff. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to be enjoying it. I'll try to do a weekly video talking about, like, here's how much I made for the next, like, 2 or 3 weeks. And we're starting with under 1 billion silver. And let's just see how much we can make by March 1st. I think that'll be a fun journey. So, with that said, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to see you come back. We still got a bunch of guides and everything coming up, and more videos as usual. That's still going into rotation, but I'm just going to add this for February. And I think it'll be fun to keep up with. Anyway, see you guys later. Peace.